One, let's turn our attention to now monopolies. We've already dealt with imperfect markets. Now let's look at monopolies and the lack of competition and how to affect market prices. If you own a personal computer, it probably uses some version of Windows, the operating system sold by Microsoft Corporation. When Microsoft first designed Windows many years ago, it applied for and received a copyright from the government. The copyright gives Microsoft the exclusive right to make and sell copies of the Windows operating system. If a person wants to buy a copy of Windows, she has little choice but to give the Microsoft the approximately $100 that the firm has decided to charge for the product. Microsoft is said to have a monopoly in the market for Windows. Microsoft's business decisions are not well described in the model of firm behavior we developed in the previous chapters. In this chapter, we analyze competitive markets in which firms offer essentially identical products so that each firm has little influence over the market it receives. By contrast, a monopoly such as Microsoft has really no close substitutes and therefore has the ability to influence the market price on its product. Whereas a competitive firm is a price taker, a monopoly firm is a price maker. In this chapter, we examine the implications of this market power. We will see the market power alters the relationship between the firm's costs and the price at which it sells its product. A competitive firm takes the price of its output, as given by the market, and then chooses the quantity it will supply, so the price equals the marginal cost. By contrast, a monopoly charges a price that will exceed its marginal cost. This result is clearly true in the case of Microsoft Windows. The marginal cost of Microsoft Windows is the extra cost that Microsoft incurs by printing one more copy of the program onto a CD is only a few dollars. The market price of Windows is many times more its marginal cost. It's not surprising that monopolies charge high prices for their products. Customers of monopolies might seem to have little choice but to pay whatever the monopoly charges. But if so, what does a copy of Windows not cost why doesn't it cost more than $1,000 or $10,000? The reason is that Microsoft were to set the price at high, fewer people will buy the product. People will buy fewer computers, switch to other operating systems, make illegal copies. A monopoly firm can control the price of the good it sells, but because a high price reduces the quantity that its customers buy, the monopoly profits are going to be or limited to not limited profits. So it might be very challenging. As we examine the production and pricing decisions of monopolies, we also consider the implications of monopoly for society as a whole. Monopoly firms, like competitive firms, aim to maximize profit, but this goal has very different ramifications for competitive and monopoly firms. In competitive markets, self-interested consumers and producers reach an equilibrium that promote general economic well-being, as if guided by an invisible hand. By contrast, because monopoly firms are unchecked by its competitors, the outcome in a market with a monopoly is often not in the best interest of society. So you're going to find that monopolies are going to struggle to be efficient because there's no competition pushing them.